Hello everyone, my name is Chandra Prakash Bhaguna and today I want to discuss an interview in a company called InfoVision and the company location is Bangalore and the interview date was the July 15, 2025. So this interview was based on the Apache Solar search platform. So I want to discuss these questions with you. So the first question they asked me, difference between the Solar and Elasticsearch. So Solar is a feature-rich, highly configurable search platform with XML, HTTP APIs and strong support for enterprise use, while Elasticsearch is a distributed RESTful search engine optimized for the scalability, analytics, and the JSON-based communication. So if you want to compare the Solar with the Elasticsearch, so Solar is the XML based and static. In the case of the Elasticsearch, this is a JSON based dynamic via the REST APIs. Solar requires Zookeeper in the case of the Solar Cloud, whereas Elasticsearch, Elasticsearch built in the cluster coordination. In Solar XML, which support the JSON. In the case of the Elasticsearch, JSON only. Solar requires explicit schemas, while Elasticsearch schema-less and dynamic schema supported. Solar is a strong faceting support, while Elasticsearch has powerful aggregation engine. Solar limited, mostly it is open source. So in the case of the plugin ecosystem, while Elasticsearch rich ecosystem includes commercial plugins. So visualization tools for Solar is a Banana and third-party tools. In the case of the Elasticsearch, we have the Kibana, that is the official. Sharding and replication in the case of Solar, manual configuration in Solar Cloud. In the case of the Elasticsearch, automatic sharding and replication. Query language in Solar, Lucene syntax, Dismax, Edimax, Addismax, and parsers. In the case of the Elasticsearch, JSON-based DSL. Use case focus in Solar, enterprise document search. In Elasticsearch, log analysis, real-time analytics, and monitoring. Speed or performance. Solar faster for the complex faceting or static data. Elasticsearch faster for real-time indexing and analytics. Second question they asked me, what is the Solar Cloud? So Solar Cloud in Apache Solar is the distributed and fault-tolerant mode of Apache Solar. It allows Solar to scale horizontally by running across multiple servers that are nodes with sharding, replications, and central coordination via the Zookeeper. So key feature of the Solar Cloud, this is the logical index that is like codes spread across nodes. Okay, so Solar Cloud, a collection of shards. A collection is split into multiple pieces, that is shards, to handle the large data. Copies of shards to ensure high availability and failover, that is called the replicas. Zookeeper's central coordination that manages cluster states and node communication. Autofiller, if a code goes down, replicas take over automatically. Dynamic scaling, add remove nodes without downtime. So the architecture of the Solar Cloud is, let us suppose you have three nodes, node 1, node 2, node 3. And in node 1 you have the shard, one shard and two replicas, replica A and B. A and B. In node 2 you have one second shard and replica AB. Third shard 3 and replica AB. And then you have the Zookeeper which manages config, health, routing. So for development, if you have single node, then Solar Start -C. For real cluster, that is a multi-node setup, Solar Start -C -Z, ZK1 2181, ZK2 2182, ZK3 2183. So these are the three zookeepers. So -J specified the external zookeeper reassemble ensemble and require for production solar cloud. So zookeeper works best in the odd number cluster, usually 3, 5 or 7 nodes. This is to achieve the quorum based decision making. So in a 3 node zookeeper reassemble, 2 nodes must agree quorum to maintain service. If one node fails, the remaining 2 still maintain the cluster. If 2 nodes fail, the cluster goes down. So what is the quorum rule? So quorum rule is n by 2 plus 1, where n number of zookeeper nodes. So JK nodes, quorum needed and fault intolerance. So let us suppose you have 1 JK node. Okay. So quorum for needed is 1 and fault tolerance 0. If you have 3 JK node, okay, so now you need 2 quorum needed and the fault tolerance is 1. If you have 5 zookeeper nodes, so quorum needed 3 and the fault tolerance is 2. So if you want to say it in the brief, so we use 3 zookeeper nodes in solar cloud to ensure high availability. Zookeeper requires a majority quorum. Majority means quorum to function correctly. With 3 nodes, the cluster can tolerate 1 node failure and it will still stay up. So definition node, a single solar instance usually running on a machine or container. Cluster, multiple solar nodes working together via zookeeper. Collection, a distributed index made up of shards and replicas across nodes. So typical size in the real world setup, use case and number of nodes. So development testing, generally we need 1 to 2 nodes. Small production 3 to 5 nodes, medium to large production 6 to 20 nodes, and enterprise level 20 to 100 nodes. So scaling consideration, you may add more nodes to handle more traffic query load, store more data index data size, improve availability and fault tolerance, and distribute shards and replicas more evenly. Third is the solar collection. What is a solar collection? Interview ready definition. A solar collection is a distributed index in solar cloud mode made up of the multiple shards and replicas spread across a multiple solar nodes. So key points, it is the solar cloud equivalent of a score. Data in a collection is split into shards and each shard can have multiple replicas. So collections enable scalability, fault tolerance and high availability. So collection structure example, a collection with 2 shards and 2 replicas. So collection products, shard 1, replica 1, node 1, replica 2, node B, shard 2, replica 1, node C, replica 2, node D. Create a collection, bin slash solar creation, bin, let us suppose you are inside the bin directory, then solar, then create underscore collection, -C, my collection, then hyphen shards 2 and hyphen replicas factor 2. Okay. So what does -C means? C is name of the collection. Hyphen shards, number of logical partition, that is the shards. Hyphen replication factor, number of replicas per shards. So collection versus core, feature, core and collection. So core is a standalone and collection is a solar cloud. So scale, single machine, collection distributed across nodes. Fault tolerance, core is manual setup, collection is built in via replicas. Managed by core, local solar config and collection by zookeeper. Shards, core, manual or none, collection, automatic. So the interview one-liner is, a solar collection is a distributed index in solar cloud made up of the shards and replicas, enabling scalability and fault tolerance across multiple nodes. Question number 4. Okay, so let us suppose you have a string. Hello, I am Chandra. I know solar very well. So how the searching mechanism happened here? So step by step, okay, how solar search this string? Okay, so first of all, document ingestion. So solar receives this document as input, maybe like id equal to 1 and content, hello, I am Chandra, I know solar very well. Second, text analyze, that is tokenizer plus filters. The string is analyzed during the index using solar's text analysis chain, usually standard tokenizer, lowercase filters, stop word filter, etc. For the field content, assume solar is using text general or text underscore en. So original text, hello, I am Chandra, I know solar very well. After analysis tokens, hello, okay, now the tokens are hello, Chandra, know solar well. So you have to note down that common stop words like the I am very are removed, punctuation in the stripped, and all terms are lowercased. Now the inverted index creation. Solar creates an inverted index like this. You have terms and you have doc IDs. So hello, doc ID 1, Chandra 1, no 1, solar 1, well 1, because we have only one document. Okay, one document. So now when someone search solar, so solar finds doc 1, document 1. Chandra solar, both term match, doc 1 has both. Very well, may or may not depending on analyzer, since very is likely removed. So query time analysis. When a user searched solar very, the query itself is also analyzed, same analyzer. Query solar very becomes solar if very is a stop words. Then it looks like inverted into for solar, and then find doc ID 1. So key concept at play. Component and role in the string. Okay. So field type determines analysis pipeline. Example, text underscore general. Tokenizer split into words, that is hello Chandra. Third, filters lowercase remove stop words. Fourth, inverted index, that is map terms to documents ID. Fifth, query parser parse search query and applies the same analysis. So we have 5 things while we are searching in this string. First is the field type, second is the tokenizer, third is the filters, fourth is the inverted index, and fifth is the query parser. So if you want to brief this thing, that how do you search, that how this string works as a search. So when this string is indexed, Solar use tokenizer and filters to convert it into searchable tokens like hello, Chandra, solar, no, well. These tokens are stored in an inverted index mapping each token to the document. At query time, Solar analyzes the query the same way and looks up matching document using those tokens. So if a user searches for Solar Chandra, Solar uses the inverted index to efficiently retrieve the document. So they asked me the follow-up question, how search handler will be used here. So now let's connect the dots. how Solr search handler is used to process a search query of the string. So hello, I am Chandra. I know Solr very well. So what is the search handler in Solr? First of all, a search handler is a request handler in Solr responsible for handling search query via the select endpoint or any custom path it defines in solrconfig.xml. How it fits into the search pipeline. So how Solr uses the search handler to process a search. So query flow user /app /select query string q equal to Solr plus Chandra, then search handler, then query parser, then analyzer, then inverted index, then results. Third, default search handler example solr.config.xml. So inside that file you have request handler name /select class solr.search handler, then you have list name, then you have the str string int and str, and then close the list. Okay, then close the request handler. So df means default field. For example, content or text where your string is stored. So example uses in action. Say we indexed this document, id equal to 1 and content hello, I am Chandra, I know Solr very well. So you can now search using the search handler request. So let us suppose you have an URL localhost :8983, then /solr, then your core, then select query strings equal to Solr plus Chandra. So Solr invokes the /select search handler. It applies analyzer to q equal to Solr Chandra, looks up both terms in the inverted index, then finds matching documents. So response num font 1, doc id 1 and content hello, I am Chandra, I know Solr very well. So final answer is the search handler like the select is responsible for processing search requests in Solr. When a user searches Solr Chandra, the handler receives the request, applies analyzer to the query terms, consult the inverted index and returns watching documents. You can configure it is the solrconfig.xml to control default fields, query parser, faceting, highlighting and more. Okay. Fifth question they ask me, what are the handlers in Apache Solr? So in Apache Solr, handlers are the components defined in the solrconfig.xml that manage different types of the request like the search, update or administration. Handler process incoming request and return appropriate responses, typically in the JSON, XML or CSV format. So type of handler in Solr, handler type and description. So request handler, first is the request handler. Okay, so first of all, how many request handler you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So first we are discussing 9. Okay. First of all, we are discussing 9. So request handler, the main class, handles various kinds of client request. Search handler handles search request, example /select. Update request handler handle document indexing /update. More like this handler, return document similar to given document /mlt, that is more like this handler. The spell check handler provides spelling suggestion /spell. Terms component used for the autocomplete or tag good /terms. Ping request handler checks Solr server health /admin/ping. Replication handler manages replication for slaves /replication. Admin handler handle administrative request like /admin/course /admin/info/handle. So commonly used handler, search handler, that is /select. And how do we use it? I have already discussed earlier. Second, update request handler. So how do we use this? Use the /update used for adding, deleting and updating documents. So like request handler name, the /update, then class solar.update request handler. Third is the more like this handler, that is the MLT, finds similar documents. So request handler name equal to /MLT and class solar.more like this handler. Okay, then you have created three strings inside the text 1 then close the request handler. So custom handler, you can write your own custom handler by extending search handler or other base classes and configuring it is in solar config.xml. So example request query using select. So localhost colon 8983 solar your core select query string q equal to solar and rows equal to 10. So each handler has default parameter and initialization parameters. You can define multiple handlers with the different configuration. Use the admin handlers endpoint to view the active handler. Okay. So now the question number 6. What is Zookeeper in Solar Cloud? So Zookeeper track of which solar nodes holds which shard, stores solar config set centrally, manages leader election for replicas. Okay. So what Zookeeper does in Solar Cloud? Keeps track of which solar node holds which shard. Okay, we have nodes and then inside that we have shards and replicas. So Zookeeper will keep track that which solar node holds which shards. Second, it stores solar config set centrally. And third, manages leader election for the replicas. Seventh question they ask me, solar core. In Apache Solar, a core is the basic unit of running solar instance like a mini search engine. Each core has its own configuration schema and index data, but all cores share the same solar JVM process. Okay. So a solar core is a single searchable index in Solar, independent in search of the schema, configuration and data, managed within the same Solar server instance. You can run multiple cores in a single Solar instance, useful when you want separate data sets or search behavior. You are building a multi-tenant app, that is one core per client. So important files in a core, file name and purpose. Solar config.xml, solar runtime config, request handler, caching. Managed schema, schema.xml, schema definition, fields type, etc. Core.properties, core metadata, name, instance path. Data contains the actual license index file. Creating a core, that is the Solar standalone. So using CLI, bin solar create -c my core. -c means not collection, it's core. -c is core here. Then solar start, solar stop, -p8983. If you want to use both restart for the solar, then you can use the command solar stop -p8983 double end solar start. So the summary is a solar core equal to config plus schema plus data. Can run multiple cores in one solar instance. Managed via solar admin UI or command line and good for the separate applications, datasets or tenants. Now the question number 8. New upcoming event in website through the Solar. Okay. So we index each event in Solar with the date field. Example event date. To show upcoming events, we query Solar using a data range filter like FQ equal to event date now to now plus 1 day. This returns only the event happening within the next 24 hours, allowing us to show tomorrow's event dynamically on the website. So how it works step by step? Index event in Solar. Fields: ID, event title, description, event data in ISO 8601 format like the timestamp. Use date range query to fetch tomorrow's events. Example: localhost colon 8983 solar event select query string equal to asterisk colon asterisk and FQ equal to event date now to now plus 1 day short event data ask. Front-end integration. Website calls this API by Ajax or backend. Results are displayed as upcoming events. So optional enhancement: use now plus 1 day for precision at a day boundaries. Add filters like event status active, schedule solar indexing to keep date fresh. So the one-liner summary: we use solar date range filtering on a event date fields to dynamically query and display events happening tomorrow using the FQ equal to event date and now to now plus 1 day. So here is a full working example of how to store and query upcoming event in Solar, including sample document to index, query to fetch tomorrow's event, and JSON and HTTP sample. First, sample Solar document, that is event. You have ID, you have event title, description, event date, and status. Then index to document into Solar, post via URL, post via curl, localhost 8983, Solar events update, query string commit equal to true. Okay, and then pass ID, event title, description, event date, and event status. Third, query for tomorrow's event. If today is July 16, 2025, you want events on July 17, 2025. So you have the localhost colon 8983 URL, Solar events, select query string q equal to asterisk colon asterisk and FQ equal to event date now to now plus 1 day, FQ equal to event status colon active, short equal to event date ASCII. So JSON response example: response num font 1 docs ID equal to event. So now you have passed the three what do you call parameter: ID, event title, and event date. So interview tip: we store event data as a data field and use FQ equal to event date now to now plus 1 day to filter upcoming event dynamically. So here is how to define the event date field in your Solar Manage schema or schema.xml. So Solar can handle date-based filtering like the now to now plus 1 day. So Solar schema definition for event date. If using managed schema recommended in modern Solar, add this field definition inside the field section. Okay. So field name event data and type T data and index true, stored true. Then field type already present in default Solar schema. Make sure you have this in the field types. T data solar dot try date field, precision step 0 and position increment 0. This allows Solar to store and search ISO 8601 date time string like the one timestamp you have given. Okay. So example full field section for clarity. Okay, fields, and then you have the ID, event title, then description, then event date, then event status. Okay. Now, after editing schema, restart Solar and reindex your documents. Ninth question, they asked me what is the soft commit and hard commit in Apache Solar. So soft commit makes document visible to query without flushing them to the disk. Hard commit write change to the disk. and which is the much expensive. Real-time get bypass the index to fetch the latest version of document directly. So the interview one-liner is a soft commit makes data searchable quickly but doesn't persist it to the disk, while a hard commit saves data to the disk and ensure durability at the cost of speed. Or how Solr support real-time indexing? Apache Solr supports near real-time, that is NRT indexing, using a combination of soft commit, hard commit, real-time commit, and transaction log. Okay, so soft commit makes documents searchable quickly within a second, does not persist to disk, and ideal for the real-time cases. So auto soft commit max time 1000 every 1 second, and auto soft commit. Then hard commit flushes data to the disk, loosens index plus transaction log, makes documents durable and persistent and slower than the soft commit. So auto commit max time 15,000, and that is every 15 seconds. Ensures data safety but not as fast for search visibility. Third is real time get, that is RTG. Get fetch latest version of a document even before soft or hard commit. So get Solr core get query string ID equal to 123. So useful for the confirming the update was successful. Fourth, transaction log stores recent update in memory and log, enables RTG and soft commit, helps recover data after Solr restart. So Solr achieves real-time indexing using soft commits for fast search visibility, hard commits for durability, and real-time get to access the latest version instantly. It balances performance and safety using a transaction log. Okay. Now the question number 10. What is an inverted index in Solr? So used to facilitate fast full text search. An inverted index is the core data structure used by Solr via Lucene to enable fast full search text. So definition: an inverted index maps terms words to the list of the document in which they appear. So for example, doc ID and content. So doc ID 1 contains Solr is fast. Doc ID 2 Solr used inverted index. Doc ID 3 index is the heart of the Solr. Solr builds an inverted index like fast 1, hard 3, index 2 3, inverted 2, Solr 1 2 3. Now if you search for Solr and index, Solr can instantly finds doc 2 3. Why it's fast? No need to scan entire documents. Just look up the terms in the index, get document IDs and return results. Okay. So why this is fast? This terms and document. No need to scan entire document. Okay. You don't need to scan the entire document. Just look up the term like Solr or like fast. Okay. So let us suppose you have a term fast. Get document ID. So let us suppose you have the document ID 1 and returns value that in which document this term is mentioned. So in Solr, create automatically during indexing, stored as part of the Lucene index, optimized by analyzer, tokenizer and filters like the stemming, stopwords, etc. So interview one-liner is Solr uses an inverted index which maps terms to document IDs, enabling fast and efficient full text search without scanning all documents. Question number 11. You have showed admin UI for Solr. How do you prevent it from other, like the using credentials or IDs? So the answer is, here is how to restrict or secure access to the Solar Admin UI so that unauthorized users can't access or misuse it. So goal, prevent public or unauthorized access to the Solar Admin. Okay. Method to secure Solar Admin UI, bind Solar to the local host, that is private only, best for development environments, and bin Solar start -h, and then you have to provide the IP. So this prevent access from the machine. Second is use a firewall or reverse proxy, that is Apache Nginx. So block public access to port 8983 and expose only your proxy with the authentication. Nginx example location Solar, auth basic restricted, auth basic user file etc nginx and .ht password, proxy pass localhost :8983 and Solar. So enable basic authentication in the Solar, that is the production ready. Solar support basic authentication using the security.json file. In Solar Cloud mode, the security.json file is stored in Zookeeper, not in the local file system. So the step 1 is upload security.json to Zookeeper or Solar Home. Okay, then authentication class Solar basic auth plugin, then credential admin password hash here, then authorization class Solar.role based authorization plugin, then user hyphen role, then admin equal to admin puff and permission name all role admin. Step 2, use API to upload it. So by using curl hyphen x post hyphen h, and then you have this one application /json data binary security.json, then URL localhost :8983 Solar admin authentication. You will then be prompt for a username password in admin UI. Run Solar behind VPN or intranet. Restrict access to internal IP ranges only. Example, only your office network can access it. Use SSL TLS HTTP. Enable HTTPS using the Jetty SSL configuration to prevent credential theft or snooping. So the interview one-liner is, we secure the Solar admin UI using basic authentication via security.json. Restrict access via firewall or the reverse proxy and bind Solar to localhost or internal network. Question number 12, they ask me, you have a collection of employees. How will you fetch one employee? So the answer is, using PHP to fetch one employee from Solar, install Solarium, a popular PHP client for Solar, then use the composer required Solarium /Solarium. Example PHP code is fetch by employee ID. So first of all, you used to include a file by using require vendor underscore autoload, then use Solarium client, then Solarium client configuration. You have to put the endpoint and this one localhost, host, port, path and core. Then $client equal to new client config. So create a select query equal to client and create select query set query ID and the ID of the employee you have to provide. Then execute the query. Result set equal to $client select query. Then display result for each result set as doc. Then echo employee ID $doc ID. Then doc name. Then doc email. So the output will be the employee ID, name and email. Okay. So the one-liner, we use the Solarium PHP client to query Solar. By setting ID in the query, we fetch the employee document by ID and display the result. So this interview, okay, so the company, so that was my interview. So the company name was the Infovision and the location was the Bangalore and the interview date was the July 15, 2025. So I will share more interview question with you. Till then, bye.